All rise for support court with Judge Van der Bee. Judge, this is case number JVB1069, Franklin case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Franklin, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge Vonda. My son was killed 3 months ago. I have a granddaughter that's 9 years old. I've had custody of her since she was a baby. After his death and funeral, Kim decides she wants to come to my house and remove her. Brought the police to my house.
After the funeral?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. She did. She did that. As traumatic as it was for me and my family.
Buckle up, guys. This one starts heavy. Right out of the gate, a grieving grandmother tells the court how her son was killed just 3 months ago, and instead of peace, chaos erupted. The child's mother, absent for years, suddenly shows up at her door with police just days after the funeral to take the child away. It's a move that screams desperation or control, not love. The emotional punch is immediate, and you can see how shaken the grandmother is. This isn't just a legal fight, it's about protecting a child from more trauma. The judge listens carefully, and you know from this moment it's going to be a wild ride. The air is thick with tension, and the court feels more like a battleground for the child's future. This opening sets a raw, emotional tone that grips everyone present. The stakes are painfully real, and the judge knows he's stepping into a storm.
She decided to remove Rakisha with the police, caused a scene, which she's done in the past. I'm here today for grandparents' rights. I've had my granddaughter since she was a baby. She doesn't even know who this lady is. She knows that she's her mother, but as far as knowing who she is, and with her lengthy past, when I say
When you say lengthy past, what do you mean by that?
Drugs, drinking, fighting, beating the system.
Beating the system?
Yes.
How did she do that?
Welfare, food stamps, housing, anything that's not legal, she's done.
But Rakisha, I said her name right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, she lives with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And prior to your son's death, did your son live with you too, or was Rakisha just living with you?
Only Rakisha, absolutely not. He could not live with me.
Okay, I understand.
But
so how was she getting benefits if her daughter lived with you?
Because as I mentioned earlier, both of them love to beat the system, and they used my grandchild against me and my husband just so that they can continue to beat the system. I did put my son on child support.
Okay.
That I absolutely did.
Now things heat up. The grandmother lays out a brutal backstory: drug use, welfare fraud, and a pattern of manipulation. She claims the mother has used her daughter to scam the system and cause public scenes like this police incident. The tension builds as she describes the mother being physically removed from her yard by officers. The judge leans in, asking sharp questions, and the courtroom energy shifts. This is serious. The grandmother's plea is clear. This child needs stability and not drama. Every accusation lands harder than the last, and it's obvious. This family is fractured and trust is long gone. With every word, the grandmother paints a picture of chaos that no child should endure. The judge's intense focus says it all. He's weighing each detail, and the balance is tipping swiftly toward protection over parental rights.
And now you're wanting child support from mom.
I want child support and full custody of my granddaughter.
Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
Oh, absolutely, yes. When she brought the police to my house, she told them that I threatened her, and she threatened me. She threatened to kill me. I said, absolutely not, Your Honor. What I told her when she called, I said, you know what? If you come over here, I'm not gonna be in control. Smith and Weston gonna be in control.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't get that far, did it?
Well, it didn't, because the police drug her from my front yard.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry for your loss as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, is there anything else you need me to know before I move over to her?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I didn't catch your last name. I just heard your first name is Kim.
That's what I want to say. I'm a fan. It's Kim Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Yes.
How do you spell it?
Boudure.
Oh, okay. Is that French?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can I call you Lady B?
Yes.
I
Or
think
you can
I'll
call me
butcher
Kim. You can call me
Kim.
Miss
Okay.
Kim.
I think I'll butcher that last name too much.
Okay.
Okay. So, is all of what she's saying true? You had a history with drugs, drinking. She said you're cheating the system, getting welfare. What it sounds like is that your daughter has been living with her this entire time. So, I mean, is what she's saying true?
The whole thing is, it's the past, you know.
So it is true. The answer is yes.
Some of it is, yeah.
Okay, which part of it is true?
As far as maybe some of the illegal drug activity that her son and I both partake in, you know, some of that is true, but as far as the food stamps and all that, it's not. She's just going by hearsay, by what people are telling her, just using that, you know, in this case. As I stated, as she stated, as far as coming to get my kids, you know, with the police and stuff, that's true.
Okay.
Because I need Rakisha, to come and be with her mom. You know, she's getting older, and so is she, you know. So
that wasn't nice. She's been taking care of your daughter. So what difference would it make if she's getting older?
She has been, again, all of these words are past tense. It's 2022, and it's time for my daughter to come home with me.
The mother steps up and immediately admits to her past, trying to downplay it as old news. But the judge isn't having it. She confirms drug use with the deceased father and acknowledges the police incident, but tries to shift focus, saying she's now a better person. Problem is, she's still a stranger to her daughter. The judge calls her out hard. This child barely knows her, and now she wants full custody. The mother insists she's been talking to the child for months, but it rings hollow. Words mean nothing here, it's about action, and she's done little. The pressure mounts, and the judge's skepticism grows stronger with every answer. Her defense is weak, crumbling under the weight of cold facts and unhealed wounds. The courtroom senses it. The gap between claiming change and proving it is massive, and the mother hasn't bridged it.
But she hasn't lived with you.
She hasn't, because I was working on my career and getting myself together, you know, so I can be the mom that I need to be. And, you know, I've done that. And unfortunately, you know, Ricky passed, you know, rest his soul. And it's time for my daughter to come home with her mother.
Okay.
I'm not the woman that I used to be, Your Honor.
All right. But you are still the woman she doesn't know, your daughter, right?
Well, actually, and she doesn't know that, I've been talking to Rakisha for about 4 or 5 months now.
Talking to her about what?
Talking to her, letting her know, you know, first of all, reaching out, letting her know that it's unfortunate that our dad passed, and letting her know that I want us to get our relationship together. I want to be the nurturing mother that, you know, that she needs.
Okay, so as of right now, you're a stranger, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say strangers.
Well, it's not necessarily what you want to say, it's what the facts say. You're a stranger to this child that you came and attempted to remove from her caretaker, right?
She's been taking care of her, yes, and I commend her for that, but my daughter needs to be with her mother.
All right, but you do understand that your daughter needs to be in an environment that's stable, where she is familiar with the person that is taking care of her.
Okay, she has to get familiar with her. I am working. I, make good money. I've been paying insurance, so it's not like I've been totally out the picture.
Let's talk about that. How much money do you make?
About $70,000.
$70,000. How much? You say insurance as well?
Yes, I pay $170 a month.
All right. How much of that have you given to grandmother?
Now the judge turns the screws. He digs into her finances. $70,000 salary and not a single dollar given to support her daughter. She fumbles, claiming she pays for insurance, but it's weak. Insurance doesn't put food on the table, and the judge knows it. Her lack of real support becomes glaring, and the judge makes it clear she's been coasting while others carry the load. The courtroom is tense, the mother's credibility shattered. This moment isn't just about money, it's about responsibility, and she's shown none. The judge exposes every hole in her story, and you can feel her case unravel in real time. This isn't just a financial reckoning, it's a moral one. The judge's words cut deep, stripping away excuses and exposing a truth the mother can't outrun. Real support is measured in effort, not empty claims.
And it's not a hard question if you've actually done anything. I mean,
Well, I can say none then. Let's just, be done with it. None.
so you make all of this money and you haven't given grandmother anything for your daughter?
Well, her dad has been taking care of the child support and everything up until this
Right,
point.
but what
so
were you doing?
I was paying insurance.
Okay. So you were paying the insurance.
Yeah.
Your daughter living with someone else.
Well, she the one wanted to raise her.
But ma'am, it is your daughter.
It's my daughter. I paid the insurance. She wanted a razor. The dad did the child support. We all just did our part.
You obviously came here to waste my time.
Not really. I mean,
It sounds like it. It sounds like you're trying to evade the obligation of paying child support or paying any type of financial support for this child
I'm paying
because
the
you want to do what you want to do. Insurance is not sufficient, ma'am.
Oh.
Grandmother can pay insurance if she needed to,
but she hasn't.
well, she can't do it without a modification to your court order. That's the reason she's here.
Okay, so can my daughter go home with me?
No, she cannot. She is going to stay and remain with the person who's always taking care of her. You haven't said anything different to support that grandmother has not been doing the job you should have been doing. So what we're going to do is, based on your own testimony, and I believe you told the truth,
I did.
$70,000 a year, and that's giving you credit with the $170 health insurance. Your gross is $5,663. That brings your net to $4,613. You have one child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, 20% of that brings your monthly child support obligation to $923. And as I stated, you are still to maintain the health insurance.
That's over $1,000.
And no, it's not. It's under $1,000.
So 9 something plus the 170?
No, you got credit. The
Oh, okay,
170
okay,
was
okay,
given
okay.
in your gross. So you got credit for that. $923 a month. It's what's fair. It's what's in the best interest of your daughter.
Here's where it all comes crashing down. The judge makes it official. Custody stays with the grandmother. The mother, she's ordered to pay $923 monthly, plus keep the insurance. She tries to push back, but the judge shuts it down quick. His tone is final. This isn't a negotiation, it's a consequence. Her attempt to evade responsibility has failed, and now she's paying for it, literally. The ruling is sharp, decisive, and fair. You can feel the shift. The grandmother finally gets the support she deserves. The mother, meanwhile, is left with no argument, no ground to stand on, and a bill that speaks volumes. It's a moment of justice, not just for the grandmother, but for the child's future. The mother's objections fade into silence. The gavel has fallen, and with it, any illusion of control she thought she had.
Your daughter is going to remain with her grandmother.
Okay, so. Okay.
Anything else? You had a question?
I'm just going to keep it to myself.
Oh, okay. You might want to do that, especially if it was something inappropriate. All right. Anything further pertaining to this case?
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further, Miss Franklin?
Yes, Your Honor. This lady just sit here and perjured the court. She has 3 other children that lives with 3 other different daddies.
Oh, wow.
And she had more miles on her than Route 1604.
Okay. Well, Miss Franklin, hold on one second. Do you have other children?
Yes.
So why didn't you say that?
Because, unfortunately, like Rakisha, they live with their dads in their other parent, other side of the family too.
Are you paying child support for them as well?
No.
No. Oh, okay. So you're just not doing anything.
I'm paying insurance for them too.
Oh, right. So beyond insurance, you haven't done anything for them. Is that what I'm hearing? How many other children do you have?
3.
So you have 3 other children. We have to manipulate your child support amount. So
it should be lower.
let's see. Let's see how much lower it'll be. All right. Your child support is lower. It went to $680.
Oh, should have kept your mouth shut.
No, you know, first of all, that was rude. Secondly, she's being honest. You are not being honest. But that's okay. You don't have to be honest with me, because you know what? One day you're going to have to answer to each of your children. And that is going to be your battle to fight with them.
Well, at least they'll know I took care of them by paying their insurance.
Oh, okay. And they'll also know you're a stranger. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Your Honor.
Just when you think it's over, boom, the twist. The grandmother reveals the mother has 3 more children, all with different fathers, none in her care. The court is stunned. The judge recalculates. Child support drops to $680, but not without a lesson. He tells her straight. One day her kids will ask where she was and she'll have to answer. It's a cold reality check. The mother's silence could have saved her money, but her truth came back to bite her. The judge doesn't mince words. She's failed them all. The case ends not just with numbers, but with a reputation in ruins. The final blow is personal, not just legal. The judge leaves her with more than a financial burden. He leaves her with a legacy of absence and a future where hard questions from her children will demand painful answers.